Hi, I'm Chef Gail Sokol and welcome to my kitchen. Today we're doing something with the tastes and the flavors of Vietnamese coffee. You know, um, cinnamon, and we're doing star anise, and we're going to use chocolate and sweetened condensed milk, and it's going to be yummy. We're making a custard in a chocolate crust, and we're going to top it all with some whipped cream. So before we get started, you know what I want you to do. Click that notification button because I want you to become a subscriber. I don't want you to miss any of my tips or videos because they're amazing. And I like having you in my kitchen with me. It's like baking with a friend. So this is a very easy tart. You do have to make a custard though, a stovetop custard in a saucepan. Very easy. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a chocolate crust. And we're not making like a flaky crust that you have to worry about with, baking it blind with the beans. I'm using chocolate crumbs from like Oreo cookies. Very easy. So I've preheated my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And I have greased with nonstick cooking spray a false bottom tart pan with fluted sides, 10 inches in diameter. All right, 10 inches. So it feeds a good number of people. And here I have 2 cups of my crumbs. So you can make those. You can either buy them. If you can't buy them, you can make them in a food processor. Super easy. Now, I'm going to add 4 to 5 tablespoons of unsalted butter. And I'm saying 4 to 5 because it depends on the type of cookies you get. If some of the cookies are a little more hefty, you're going to add a little more butter. But you really want the consistency of like a wet sand, but a little bit drier than that. Enough that you can pack. So you can see I'm just going to mix it up. And then we're going to pack it into our crust. And I even have a solid measuring cup that I can press down to make sure that it goes down on the bottom and it's compressed against the sides as well. So you can see it's sort of clumpy, and that's what we want. We want clumpy. And we're going to just dump that in there. Okay. Okay. So my oven is preheated. Make sure it is. Don't wait until the last minute. Make sure it's in there. This will bake about 20 minutes. It's not going to be a long time. All right. So I have like just a solid measuring cup, and you're going to push it in to the sides. And I put this on a foil-lined sheet pan just because if you walk around with a false bottom tart pan, you risk losing the bottom. It'll just push right up, and then there goes your tart. So I'm just going to push this down against. If you find that your solid measuring cup, sometimes it sticks to your crumbs and sometimes it doesn't. Mine was sticking more to my crumbs than I wanted. We're just going to push it up the bottom and sides until you have so you don't want to see the bottom. You don't want to see the bottom of your pan. So you just keep pushing it down. And then you're going to bake this for about 20 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Take it out and let it cool. All right. So I'm going to continue pushing and compressing. And bake this off for about 20 minutes. And I'll see you back to make the beautiful filling. See you back. So our Vietnamese chocolate and coffee crust is ready. It's out of the oven. And I started smelling it after about 15 minutes, so I took it out. So if you start smelling chocolate, and chocolate can burn, take it out. My oven runs a little hot, and it came out beautifully. It's still a little warm, so I'm leaving it over here to cool down because we're going to pour our filling into it. Now, if you find that the sides of the cookie crumbs bake down and sort of melt down into the bottom of the tart shell, take a spoon and just push them back up while it's warm, and you can actually build up the sides again. It's very typical for a crust to do that, to sort of slink down. So we don't want that to happen. All right, so now we're building our crust. We're going to make this custard crust. It's going to have not only heavy cream, but it's also going to have sweetened condensed milk, which is really the flavor of Vietnamese coffee, and of course, coffee. So I have in here 2 cups of heavy cream. So I put 2 cups of heavy cream in here. This is half a cup of sweetened condensed milk, not evaporated milk, sweetened condensed milk, plus 2 tablespoons. So it's half a cup plus 2 tablespoons. I'm going to put that right in here. That's not only our flavoring agent, because that's what Vietnamese coffee tends to be topped with, is sweetened condensed milk, but it's also our sweetener. We don't need any more sugar after this. This is super sweet. And it's been reduced, so it's super, super sweet. All right, so once we're done with that, we are going to just start whisking that a bit. And we are going to add a few things. So we're going to add a heaping teaspoon of ground cinnamon, heaping teaspoon of ground star anise. And if you can't get ground star anise, get the stars. They look like little stars, almost like spiders. And you can grind them up in a coffee maker, no problem. And then I have, I believe it is 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. So if you have 1/4 of a teaspoon measure, just take half of it, all right, and put that in there, because that's part of our flavoring agent. And then we have 2½ tablespoons of instant espresso. That's our coffee flavor, all right. And then for a thickening agent, I am going to add 2½ tablespoons of cornstarch. And I'm going to start bringing this to the boil. I'm not using the cornstarch just yet. Now, once it's all together, and boy, do I smell Vietnamese coffee, I'm going to add my cornstarch, 2½ tablespoons, and I'm going to just stir it. I do not want this to come to a boil because the cornstarch will start thickening. So we don't want this to come to a boil. We want this just to become sort of a simmer, all right? So I'm going to get that up a little bit, and then we're going to add it to this lonely egg over here, and we're going to whisk it in. And then we're going to take, once this tempers the egg, we're going to sort of bring this egg up to temperature, because the egg would be a little bit curdled if it is not brought up to temperature. So we're going to use the same whisk and just break that up, and we're going to just gently put in a little of this hot mixture. All right, and don't worry about any lumps or bumps. Don't worry about seeing anything. We're going to strain it afterwards. That's the loveliness about custards. They're usually strained. Once you get a bit of your custard in there, the egg is less likely to curdle. So you're going to put it all in. Pour it all in. Heavy pot. Heavy pot. And then I'm just going to wipe down the sides so it doesn't drip down. All right. And then I'm going to pour everything back in. And this is where we're going to let it thicken and not quite come to a boil, but because we have cornstarch, we can, if it does come to a boil, nothing is going to curdle, because cornstarch, or any starch for that matter, actually elevates the coagulation temperature of eggs, which is nice. It gives you like a little bit of a leeway. So if your stove gets a little too hot, no worries, because you have that starch in there. That's a protector. It sort of coats the egg proteins and prevents them from getting too close to each other and curdling. Now, in the wings, I have a bowl with a sieve, and I'm going to bring that over real quick. So I want to keep stirring this, and we're going to pour our custard into that once it gets nice and thick. And give yourself a little while. You can see it. Just give yourself a little time. Oh, it smells so good. And then once it comes out of here, off of here, we are going to add chocolate, 1 2/3 cup. of high quality semi-sweet chocolate chips. That's the chocolate part. But we don't want to add that now because we don't want to cook the chips. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do some fancy footwork, and I'm going to move this over so I can put this hot custard down first before I put it through a sieve, and then I can add my chocolate. Okay. And then what you're going to do is, after you strain it, once your chocolate's in, and after you strain it, you can put it right into your crust, and then you're going to chill it. We're going to cover it with a piece of plastic wrap because you don't want any casein, which is a protein in dairy products, and you don't want that to develop. You don't want a skin. And then we're going to cover it and refrigerate it overnight or several hours until it really, really gets nice and firm. Or creamy enough that it's firm enough that it's ready. Okay, so you can see this getting thick. Cornstarch really doesn't work its magic until it comes to a boil. So we have this dichotomy. We have some egg and we have cornstarch. We don't want the egg to curdle, but the cornstarch needs to come to a boil to fulfill its full thickening power. And you can see it's getting there. You see that? So now, really looking good, nice and thick. All right, so I've turned this off. You can see it. I'm taking it off. It's got that beautiful color. Now I'm going to add my 1 2/3 cup of high quality semi-sweet chocolate chips. Let them do their thing and melt. And then we're going to strain this. So you're going to see the color go from a coffee color tan to sort of a chocolatey, not too chocolatey because that coffee is intense, but you are going to see a change in color. And let that melt. And then we're going to strain it to get any little piece of star anise that might have not fully ground up in my spice grinder. And if you don't have a spice grinder, use a coffee grinder where you would, and then you just wipe it out. All right, so you can see my chocolate is basically melted. And you don't want to overmix at this point because you don't want the, which can happen, you don't want the custard to thin out. All right, so we're just going to put this through here. All right, little at a time. And then you're just going to stir it. And then once it goes through here, and it may take a little while, you're going to put it right through. You can see some chocolate and the coffee custard got a little bit not mixed in. Don't worry about it. It will all come together. It's just a little bit of the chocolate still melting in there. And it just smells so fragrant and so beautiful. And it just really says Vietnamese coffee with chocolate, of course, which is my favorite. All right, so we're just going to get this through here. You can see it's coming through. And then I'm going to take a piece of plastic wrap once I pour this into my crust, and I'm going to take the piece of plastic wrap, and I'm going to cover the tart very, very deliberately on top of the custard. I'm actually going to put that on the custard, and I'm going to put it in the fridge overnight until it gets nice and thick, and then we're going to top it with some yummy sweetened condensed milk laced whipped cream. So I will see you after this custard has been put into my tart shell and it has been chilled, and we'll be ready to top it with cream. See you back. So I allowed my Vietnamese coffee and chocolate tart to stay in the refrigerator and firm up several hours or overnight, and just until it's firm. And you can see it's a relatively firm. You could scoop this out, but it's a firm custard, which is good. Makes nice, clean slices. So I took it out. I put the pan, the uh, tart pan on a large can, pushed down on it, got the sides off, and now it's on my serving platter. Now I took 2 cups of cold heavy cream. I didn't whip it in front of you because I've done it a million times. You would just have to sit there and wait and wait. So it's 2 cups of heavy cream, and I whisked in 2 tablespoons of sweetened condensed milk in the mixer. And then with my whip attachment, I beat it to stiff peaks. So it still has some of that, Vietnamese sweetened condensed milk flavor. Yum. So we're going to put this now on top. And I've made some chocolate shards. I've just taken some chocolate, melted it, let it cool, and just break them up. And then I have a little espresso powder that I may spread or sort of sprinkle on top. We don't want too much. We don't want to keep anybody up. But I want to make a nice top, and we won't use all the whipped cream if we don't have to, but why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we? So we're just going to spread this on, make it look really, really pretty. And this is really going to be nice and stable, this whipped cream, because the sweetened condensed milk is going to do that. It's going to give it a little bit of a stability with the fat and the sugar in it. So it should be really nice. And 2 tablespoons for all that heavy cream. 2 tablespoons of sweetened condensed milk is plenty. Plenty, plenty. Just going to bring it down. You can decorate any way you want. And it doesn't even have to come all the way down the sides. You just do it the way you want. You can even pipe it if you want to, but I'm just making this easier so we don't have to. And it just looks nice. It doesn't need to be piped. It just looks really pretty. And give it some swirls. Swirl it up there. Really pretty. All right. And then we're going to just take just a touch of instant espresso powder and just go very, very lightly. You want to give a hint of what's in the tart. That, we've got these beautiful flavors, and just a little touch, just to give it a little color, a preview, if you will, okay, of the Vietnamese flavors we're going to get. And then these are very easy to do. You just make shards and push them all around. You can have them go just in the middle. You can put them all around here. And just break them up, make them look real pretty. And that's really it. And then you can store this in the refrigerator till serving time. And cut these thin because they're very rich. Very rich with the sweetened condensed milk and all the cream inside there. That's lovely. I like it. I like it. I really hope you try this beautiful Vietnamese coffee and chocolate tart. You will love it. And I think, and I'm hoping, you'll become a subscriber. Till next time.